Greetings, everyone. You are tuned into the Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. I'm your host, retired Master Sergeant 20. Thank you guys for tuning in today on the 10th of November, 2021. Appreciate all the support. It is getting cold outside, ladies and gentlemen, particularly if you live in the Northeast, the northern states, some of the central states, even some of the southern states. Those temperatures are starting to dip down. It's flu season. It's cold season. So make sure you're taking all the necessary precautions, making sure you're taking your vitamins, your elderberries, your castor oils, and all those things that you need to be in compliance with good health. Because not only you want to protect yourself, we talked about protecting others as well. If you're in those workspaces and you don't feel good, you don't feel like going to school, do whatever you need to do and just stay home. You rather stay home and be productive, because we're in a world now where you can telework, you can log onto your respective portals and conduct any business you need to do. So first and foremost, take care of yourself and do everything you need to do to be successful. Today, I want to talk about a comment made on my opening remarks. I want to talk about a comment that was made by a rapper that goes by the name of Rick Ross. And he was interviewed on a show a couple of days ago, and they was asking him, what is the what is the amount of money you need in your bank account to sustain long-term health financially, if you will? How much money do you need in the bank? So one of the guys that was on the podcast, he asked him, is it 1 million? Is it 2 million? So Rick Ross, he was like, no. You need at least $10 million. He said, if you don't have $10 million in your bank account at this point in time, you should be shaking in your boots. And again, I respectfully disagree. I understand he's in another world. He's a rapper. He got fame, fortune, and all that. But, for the regular Joes out here, for the regular people that's doing the 9-to-5s or the plumbers or whatever occupation you're doing, a lot of us will never see $10 million. Some party won't even see $1 million. I think it's really not about how much money you have in your bank account. I think it's what is your level of comfort. Because it's been proven that people that make $50,000, $60,000 a year, they pay their bills and do whatever they need to do to improve their quality of life, they still can sustain a level of comfort. So you ask yourself, do you want to be rich or do you want to be comfortable? It's a huge difference. And I just think a lot of times when you're asking millionaires and billionaires for financial advice, I think some of their advice is great, but a lot of these guys and gals that live that type of lifestyle, they're detached from the regular person. I don't think you need money in your bank. Trust and believe that. You need a level of sustainability and be able to purchase things, to be comfortable. Engine goes out in your vehicle, the heating unit goes out in your house, broken windows, whatever. You need money to be able to finance and resource and source things that you need. That's the whole point of it. But I don't think you need necessarily $10 million to sustain a quality of life. Now, $10 million is great, trust and believe, don't get me wrong. But I think when you're looking at it from his lens and from those that have accumulated wealth in the upper millions, close to billions, these guys and gals, again, they're so detached, so far detached from the common person. What about the plumber? What about the carpenter? What about the tradesman? What about the tradeswoman? What about some of these folks that's making $60,000, $70,000? They got a nice car, they got a nice place to live, a condo, a house, whatever. And a lot of those, as long as you living within your means, you can be very comfortable. Again, there's a difference between being comfortable and being rich. It's all about how much you want and how you want to go about doing it. So again, we really have to kind of, really think about when questions are asked about people that has accumulated wealth and asking questions, how much do you need? Because he may need $10 million to sustain his lifestyle. I mean, this dude, I think he got like 50 cars and, 10 plus homes or whatever. And a lot of them homes ain't cheap. So I guess the whole point I want to say, just be happy with what you have. Do what you need to do to increase your portfolio. Do what you need to do to increase and sustain the quality of life that you want, that you deserve. But it's all about living within your means. And I think the biggest takeaway from this conversation is be comfortable. Be comfortable. All right. So again, appreciate it. Opening remarks for my Wayback Wednesday segment. I'm going to show a video from April 26, 2017. We were stationed in Japan, and I had the honor of being selected to speak at my valedictorian graduation speech when I earned my bachelor's. So I'm going to show that video with some nuggets in there. The video is about 4 minutes long, but it's a couple of nuggets in there talking about, going through the Marines and, being challenged with education. And some of my leaders didn't want me to go to school and all that. So again, the video is only like 4 minutes long, but it's a couple of nuggets in there. Hope you can take something from it. So I appreciate it. Again, Wayback Wednesday, my valedictorian speech, earning my bachelor's degree in Okinawa, Japan in 2017. And after that, we get ready for tomorrow for Sneaker Stories on Thursday. Wayback Wednesday is next. Peace. Thank you, Sergeant Major, for telling my age. I appreciate that. Good morning, everyone. What a time to be alive, right? Colonel Jansen, Command Sergeant Major Barcina, Dr. Taylor, Mr. Johnson, family, friends, co-workers, especially the class of 2017. Thank you for attending today. The theme of my speech today is obstacles. Oftentimes, obstacles are internal and some are external. The key is overcoming the obstacles to achieve your goal. So I would like to take you on a journey back in the late 1990s when I was a member of the United States Marine Corps. I had a desire to go to school and earn a degree during my time in the Corps. I allowed an external obstacle to stand in my way. That obstacle was Master Gunnery Sergeant Jackson. Master Guns Jackson was a typical old crusty Marine, and when you had a conversation with him, you could tell education was not at the forefront. Not because of his conversational skills, it was because he was from the Vietnam era, and those guys lived a different code. Master Guns was the person I had to report to when I was checking into my unit. And after a cold greeting, I asked him about educational opportunities. He replied in typical Marine Corps fashion, "If you wanted a freaking degree, you should have got a freaking degree before you joined my freaking Marine Corps." He then went on to say, "There's no time for school, it's all about the mission. You're here to work." And that's what I did for 4 years. That's all I did was work. All I had to show for education was the military variety. So I allowed an external obstacle to stand in my way. After my honorable discharge, I thought I could gain employment based on my service in the Marine Corps. After interview, the same thing was being said. Where's your civilian education? I allowed an external obstacle to stand in my way. Fast forward to my time at Fort Irwin, California. I was an E5 and I was new to the unit. The first sergeant introduced me to everyone and asked me in front of everybody, "How many college credits do you have?" At the time, I only had 6. And when I told the first sergeant the company had 6, I felt embarrassed by that. However, this time around, I allowed an internal obstacle to stand in my way. I should have been consistent with my education, but laziness crept in, and frankly, I didn't have the energy to commit. While at Fort Irwin, I had the privilege of working for 2 warrant officers who earned master's degrees. And all they talked about was education. They took me in, set me on the right path to earn an associate's degree. I am forever grateful for those men. They laid a foundation for me to go to school on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, in the morning time, lunchtime, and even after work. Not to even make an excuse, but during deployments and various exercises after that, I fell off the education path again. I allowed an internal obstacle to stand in my way. As a U.S. Army recruiter, I would conduct interviews in homes of family members and preach education to potential enlistees. But in hindsight, I was lacking in my civilian education. I continued to use the excuse of, "I don't have time, I have a lot going on." I allowed an internal obstacle to stand in my way. One day I decided that procrastination was over, and this time I would lean forward and do whatever it took to earn a bachelor's degree. I would not allow an internal or external obstacle to stand in my way. In closing, there are times in life that internal and external obstacles will stand in your way. Knock down those obstacles, get the right people in your life,
and continue to move forward with your goals and aspirations. You are the navigator for your life. Lay the foundation, set the destination, and enjoy the journey. May God bless you all.